This is Art Television.
Coming up, State of Business, sponsored by
SLT Mobitel Home Broadband Online Learning Working Data Demana. SLT Mobitel.
IWS Aviation.
Unlimited නම් ඉතින් SLT Mobitel Unlimited Internet. හැමෝටම ෆිට වෙන හෝම් සහ මොබයිල් ඉන්ටර්නෙට් පැකේජ් පෙළක්. හුරු වෙන්න අපේ Unlimited Internet වලට. SLT Mobitel එකම එක සැබඳියාව.
A very good evening. Welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Mariam Vijayratna. Let's have a look at the headlines first. Travel restrictions will be lifted on Monday as scheduled. COVID committee decides. Marine Environment Protection Authority seeks more time to reveal the damages by burnt and sunken cargo vessel MV Express Pearl. News in detail. President's Media Division announced that the ongoing island-wide travel restrictions will be lifted at 4 a.m. on Monday. The President's Media Division in a statement said that, however, the restrictions will be reimposed again at 10 p.m. on June 23rd and will be lifted at 4 a.m. on June 25th. President's Media Division said that a decision has been taken to lift the island-wide travel restrictions currently in effect at 4 a.m. on Monday. However, the travel restrictions will be reimposed at 10 p.m. on June 23rd and continue until 4 a.m. on 25th of June. The statement also said that the restrictions on travel between provinces will also be effective during the period when the travel restrictions are relaxed. It further said that public meetings, gatherings and holding ceremonies will also be prohibited during that time. PMD further announced that the decision of lifting the travel restrictions was taken at the meeting of Special Committee to combat COVID-19. Officials also informed the President that over 4 million COVID-19 vaccines have been brought to the 33,064 by yesterday. At present, 35,256 persons are under medical care and hospitals have under observation 1,436 persons suspected of having COVID-19. The epidemiology unit also added that hospitals discharged 1,289 persons yesterday, bringing the country's COVID-19 recoveries to 195,434. Central Bank yesterday announced that the tourism sector experienced a limited number of arrivals in April 2021. The statement said that tourist arrivals in April 2021 were recorded at 4,168 compared to 4,581 arrivals in March 2021. Total tourist arrivals of 13,797 were recorded during the first 4 months of 2021 compared to 507,311 arrivals in the corresponding period of 2020. The main source countries of tourist arrivals in April 2021 were India, China and Kazakhstan. Earnings from tourism, which are estimated based on tourist arrivals, amounted to $6 million in April 2021. Cumulative earnings from tourism are estimated at around $19 million during the first 4 months of 2021 as opposed to $682 million recorded during the same period in 2020. Further, Central Bank also said that workers' remittances continued its significant growth in April 2021. Accordingly, workers' remittances increased by 38.3% in April 2021 year-on-year to $519 million. The high growth rate was attributed to the base effect of the corresponding month in the previous year when the first wave of the COVID-19 pandemic was set in, as well as the seasonal impact due to the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. Workers' remittances during the first 4 months of the year recorded a growth of 20.8% year-on-year to $2,386 million. Central Bank also announced that a temporary large appreciation of the exchange rate was observed in April 2021. Overall, the depreciation of the Sri Lankan rupee was limited to 0.3% against the US dollar during the month of April. Central Bank yesterday announced that the exchange rate, which remained around the same level as recorded at end March 2021 until mid-April 2021, appreciated heavily in the immediate aftermath of the receipt of the syndicated loan facility from the China Development Bank. However, the exchange rate reverted to the previous levels by the end of the month. Overall, the depreciation of the Sri Lankan rupee was limited to 0.3% against the US dollar during the month of April. The rupee recorded a depreciation of 6.7% against the US dollar during the year up to 17 June 2021. Meanwhile, reflecting cross-currency movements, the Sri Lankan rupee depreciated against the euro, the sterling pound, the Australian dollar and the Indian rupee, while appreciating against the Japanese yen in 2021 up to 17 June 2021. Meanwhile, the central bank also said that a marginal net foreign investment inflow was recorded in the government securities market in April 2021. Cumulative net outflow from the government securities market during the first 4 months of 2021 amounted to US $5 million. The total outstanding exposure of foreign investment in the rupee-denominated government securities market remained low at US $31 million by end April 2021. Meanwhile, a net outflow of US $16 million was recorded from the CSC in April 2021. At the same time, gross official reserves stood at US $4.5 billion at end April 2021, which provided an import cover of 3.1 months. Meanwhile, total foreign assets, which consists of gross official reserves and foreign assets of the banking sector, amounted to US $7.1 billion at end April 2021, providing an import cover of 4.9 months. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Hello. දැන් ඔයා හිතන්නේ හැමදේම වෙනස් වුනේ කොහොමද කියලානේ? උත්තරේ මගේ ළඟ තියෙනවා. අපි හැදුනේ එකම සබැඳියාවක බැඳීමෙන්. හැමදේම හොඳ වුනේ සබැඳියාවේ හැදීමෙන්. අපි මෙතනට ආවේම එකම එක සබැඳියාවක රැඳීමෙන්. ගෙදරට වැඩකට ගමනට එකම එක සබැඳියාවක බැඳෙන මුළු මහත් රටකට. Good morning sir, how can I help?
SLT Mobitel එකම එක සබැඳියාව.
ඒත් නෑනේ පොළගාවේ නම් තිබුණලු.
මම ගියා. එහෙත් ඉවරයි.
කාර් එකයි කෝටි ගොඩයි ටිකට් එකයි දිනුම් දෙකයි සම්පත ලග්න වර්ම මාසෙටම එකයි.
පරක් වෙලා වාසනාව නැති කරගන්න එපා.
ජාතික ලොතරැයි මණ්ඩලය. SLT Mobitel Home Broadband data balance එක බලා ගන්න, extra GB මිලදී ගන්න, දුරකථන දෝෂ වාර්තා කරන්න දැන් හරිම ලේසි. My SLT app එක භාවිතා කරන්න නැත්නම් 01121212 SLT Mobitel ස්වයංක්‍රීය සේවාවට පිවිසෙන්න.
Hello. දැන් ඔයා හිතන්නේ හැමදේම වෙනස් වුනේ කොහොමද කියලානේ? උත්තරේ මගේ ළඟ තියෙනවා. අපි හැදුනේ එකම සබැඳියාවක බැඳීමෙන්. හැමදේම හොඳ වුනේ සබැඳියාවේ හැදීමෙන්. අපි මෙතනට ආවේම එකම එක සබැඳියාවක රැඳීමෙන්. ගෙදරට වැඩකට ගමනට එකම එක සබැඳියාවක බැඳෙන මුළු මහත් රටකට. Good morning sir, how can I help?
SLT Mobitel එකම එක සබැඳියාව.
Welcome back after the break. The government yesterday revealed that a number of measures are being taken to assess as well as minimize the environmental impact from the burnt and sunken cargo vessel, the MV Express Pearl. Marine Environment Protection Authority, Darshani Lahandapura, said the MV Express Pearl owner has appointed a caretaker firm to monitor until the wreck removal begins once the southwest monsoon season ends.
At the moment, the entire ship is sunk, and next stage is that we have to remove the wreck. It is true that the sea is very violent, and in this rough sea season, we cannot do anything because now you all know during this rough season we couldn't actually, even Professor clearly mentioned, collecting samples, going to the area also was a challenge. So at this time they have calculated and they have done all the assessment to see whether they can do the wreck removal at this stage, and they have come up with this conclusion that during this monsoon season they will not be able to do that. So until such time, the owners of the vessel has appointed a caretaker. A caretaker company has taken over and they will look after the entire vessel, if there's any kind of oil spill, the pollution part of it, and the entire incident and the entire area will be looked after by this caretaker company until the owner appointed a wreck removal company.
Meanwhile, the committee members who have been appointed to look for the damages by MV Express Pearl ships suggested that the death of most turtles were due to burn or chemical reactions with their shells damaged. However, Marine Environment Protection Authority requested more time to reveal any assessment on the natural damage and added that all findings will be submitted within 3 months for litigation purposes.
You talked about very distressing images of turtles washing up on the beaches. Can you give us a sense of how widespread this is, and also the input you have got from the wildlife authorities? I understand that there may have been some autopsies conducted, so this would have been maybe 3 weeks ago. So are you able to share with us the kind of input you had from the wildlife people on the at least on the cause of deaths of those turtles? Thank you.
Actually, I just wanted to say how depressive, every day when you see the news over television, how depressive you feel, and that's what happens all over the country, right? So, but with regard to this information from Wildlife Department, I think in this case, MIPA should know accurately, because the wildlife doesn't come under us.
We will restrain from giving details until we publish this when we use this for our litigation purposes. So once we use that for litigation purposes, it will be a public document and you will be able to use that freely. So at the moment, these informations are very sensitive. I think you can understand, obviously, just because of this legal thing also involved in, these information are very sensitive, and I'm sorry, we are not in a position to share that with you at the moment.
Well, if turtles are dying as a result of some kind of pollution or as a result of this ship, surely it would only strengthen your claim, not undermine it. So I am at a loss to figure out why you are unable to give the basic information. Don't the people of this country have a right to know, if dozens of turtles are dying, why this is happening? Surely you have a responsibility to the people, and you yourself said it's a very distressing thing for the people. It is indeed, and it's more distressing when you withhold the cause of death.
We are in the process of doing this. Once this is done, we'll actually issue a complete document to the public. There's no problem doing that. But at the moment we are doing that. We are in the process of doing this autopsies and rest of the analytical testing. So give us a little bit of time and we'll definitely release those information. There's nothing for us to hide.
We'll be right back with the stock updates.
Unlimited නම් ඉතින් SLT Mobitel Unlimited Internet. හැමෝටම ෆිට වෙන හෝම් සහ මොබයිල් ඉන්ටර්නෙට් පැකේජ් පෙළක්. හුරු වෙන්න අපේ Unlimited Internet වලට. SLT Mobitel එකම එක සැබඳියාව.
ඒත් නෑනේ. පොළගාවේ නම් තිබුණලු.
මම ගියා. එහෙත් ඉවරයි.
කාර් එකයි කෝටි ගොඩයි ටිකට් එකයි දිනුම් දෙකයි සම්පත ලග්න වර්ම මාසෙටම එකයි.
පරක් වෙලා වාසනාව නැති කරගන්න එපා.
ජාතික ලොතරැයි මණ්ඩලය.
හලෝ, දැන් ඔයා හිතන්නේ හැමදේම වෙනස් වුණේ කොහොමද කියලානේ? උත්තරේ මගේ ළඟ තියෙනවා. අපි හැදුනේ එකම සැබඳියාවක බැඳීමෙන්. හැමදේම හොඳ වුණේ සැබඳියාවේ හැදීමෙන්. අපි මෙතනට ආවේම එකම එක සැබඳියාවක රැඳීමෙන්. ගෙදරට වැඩකට ගමනට එකම එක සැබැඳියාවක බැඳෙන මුළු මහත් රටකට. Good morning sir, how can I help?
SLT Mobitel එකම එක සබැඳියාව.
SLT Mobitel Home Broadband Online Learning සහ Working Data දීමනා SLT Mobitel.
Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The all-share price index gained by 56.46 points to close at 7,715.46 and the S&P SL 20 gained by 3.79 points to close at 3,083.38. The turnover was 2.33 billion rupees and almost 73 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all we have for today. Join with us again on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. for the weekly Biz Roundup. Have a great weekend. Good night.
State of Business was sponsored by
SLT Mobitel Home Broadband Online Learning සහ Working Data දීමනා SLT Mobitel.
IWS Aviation.